talk to us about draft night. How was that? Just like that experience of, that whole week.
Yeah, it was nice. I only had to drive, an hour and a half, 2 hours to Vancouver. So maybe if it was a farther distance, who knows what the situation would have been if I went or not. Um, Granted, I was projected to go a lot higher than where I ended up.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to day one to see a lot of guys that I've known through playing, tournaments and stuff. You cross paths with a lot of guys, and it was cool to see those guys, go in the first round and have their night and enjoy it. And um, I always knew that day two that that was kind of the chance that I had somewhere in there. And granted, I didn't expect to be sitting there for 7 hours.
Yeah.
But it was pretty crazy how, like, I think I was projected to be like between round 3 and 5. So as round 3 started to come and it started to go, you're kind of questioning what's going on. 4 goes by and you're starting to get a little worried. And as 5 and 6 pass, you're like, what the heck is going on right now?
Yeah, big time.
Like I had a really good year in Everett, and everybody's just overlooking it because of strictly height. And it was funny. My agent's French, and I remember him bringing up a couple staff members from different teams to the concourse and would pull me aside and be like, "Hey, this guy isn't that short. Granted, I'm not 6'5", but like,
wow,
I still can get the job done." And
yeah, no kidding.
He was yelling in French, and it was hilarious. But I was on the concourse and just happened to go sit back down for the last couple picks, and you know what, I wouldn't have changed for the world. It was pretty cool to be one of the last ones selected, and obviously I had a lot of family there, and there were a bunch of fans from Everett who made the trek too. So when my name did get called, there was a pretty large commotion in the arena, and
that's cool.
A large majority of the teams had already packed up their tables. We're out of there. So there weren't too many people left. And by the time you go down there, you do some media and sign some stuff. By the time I got back up to the the Flames suite, the whole stage and everything was already torn down. And
wow,
it's crazy how fast they move. And
yeah.
But you know what? It was pretty awesome. I remember one of the guys, or the guy I work with for like the mindfulness side of the game to keep your head straight, is he's from Vancouver, so he was there sitting with me and my family, and for some reason you just had a feeling that like everything was gonna go fine, like just hang in there. And granted, this guy's got some tricks up his sleeve. I don't know how he does it, but he had a feeling, and granted, it worked out. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, did you use that as like motivation, kind of getting drafted later? Because I mean, you had such a good year before and years before as well. But I think you fell quite far in the draft, which was surprising to me, but very thankful as a Flames fan that got picked up by Calgary. But yeah, I guess did you use that as motivation?
Yeah, I mean, I think I always will. Not only just that, but just how many teams had a chance skipped over me. Not because of what I can do on the ice, but because of how tall I stand in the paint. And and it's granted, it's their job to try to find the best person that will be in the NHL and years down the line. But there's a lot of small players in the league, like players now. There's a lot of smaller players than large. Granted, goalie is a little bit of a different position, but there's been a couple of guys that are 6 foot or even below that have been tremendous. And I think it's pretty awesome to when you do get a chance and you get to play and you have success, that you can kind of just shove it back in their face and
that's got to
just kind of make them regret. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all 31 teams are going to be kicking themselves.